Hello, everyone, and welcome to Health Journey. If you are over 50 and the number on the scale has been creeping up no matter how carefully you eat, you already know how frustrating this battle can feel. One morning, you notice your favorite pants feel tighter. A few months later, the doctor mentions your blood sugar is climbing. Suddenly, every conversation seems to turn toward the new weight loss injections that promise dramatic results. You hear the word Ozempic and wonder whether that is the only real answer left. But what if there was a simple one-cup morning habit that many people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s are using to quiet constant hunger, steady energy, and support gradual weight loss without a prescription? That is exactly what we are going to talk about today. This conversation matters because adults over 50 face a different set of challenges than younger people. Muscle mass naturally declines, hormones shift, sleep becomes lighter, medications for blood pressure or cholesterol can affect appetite, and the food noise that once felt manageable can grow louder with every passing year. The good news is that your body still produces its own fullness hormone, called GLP-1. Certain everyday ingredients can gently encourage that natural signal. The one-cup drink we will prepare together works with those pathways. It is not a miracle, and it is not stronger than prescription medication. No kitchen recipe can match the pharmaceutical strength of Ozempic. What this daily cup can do is give many people a practical, affordable way to feel fuller, reduce mindless snacking, and create the small, consistent calorie gap that leads to steady progress over time. Imagine you are 62 years old and live in a quiet suburb outside Chicago. Every evening around 8 o'clock, you find yourself standing in front of the pantry, even though dinner was only 2 hours earlier. You are not truly hungry. You are just restless, and the habit has become automatic. You grab a handful of crackers or a few cookies and tell yourself it is only a little. By morning, the scale has moved up another half pound, and the cycle continues. Now picture replacing that late-night urge with a simple morning routine that leaves you satisfied through breakfast and into the early afternoon. That is the kind of practical shift we are aiming for. The science behind why this works is straightforward. Ozempic and similar medications copy the action of GLP-1, a hormone your intestines release after you eat. That hormone slows how quickly food leaves the stomach, tells the brain you have had enough, and helps keep blood sugar steadier. Your body already makes GLP-1. Research from places like the National Institutes of Health and Harvard Health shows that certain types of soluble fiber, especially the kind found in oats and chia seeds, can increase the body's own release of this hormone. The fiber forms a gentle gel in the stomach. That gel stretches the stomach walls, slows digestion, and gives the lower part of the intestine more time to send fullness signals. When blood sugar stays more stable, the sharp hunger spikes that drive afternoon and evening snacking often soften. Here is the exact one-cup recipe many people over 50 find easy to keep. You need 1 cup of cold filtered water, 2 tablespoons of old-fashioned rolled oats, 1 teaspoon of chia seeds, the juice of half a fresh lemon, and a small pinch of Ceylon cinnamon. Put the oats and chia seeds into a blender or a jar with a tight lid. Add the water, lemon juice, and cinnamon. Blend for about 20 seconds or shake the jar hard for 30 seconds. Let the mixture sit for 5 minutes so the chia and the soluble fiber in the oats can thicken slightly. Drink it slowly, about 20 to 30 minutes before your first meal of the day. That is the entire habit. 5 minutes of preparation. Ingredients you can find in any grocery store. Why these particular ingredients? Old-fashioned oats contain beta-glucan, a soluble fiber that has been studied for its ability to increase feelings of fullness and support healthier blood sugar responses. Chia seeds add more gel-forming fiber and a little plant-based fat that helps the mixture stay satisfying. Lemon juice brightens the flavor and supplies a modest amount of vitamin C. Ceylon cinnamon, the softer tasting variety, has been linked in several studies to better blood sugar control after meals. Together, they create a light, slightly creamy drink that occupies volume in the stomach without adding many calories. Let me give you a real-life picture of how this plays out. Picture a 68-year-old woman named Carol who lives in Arizona. She had tried cutting carbohydrates, tracking every bite, and walking every morning. The scale moved a little, then stalled. Afternoon fatigue still hit hard, and she reached for something sweet around 3 o'clock most days. She started the 1-cup drink on a Monday. By Thursday, she noticed she finished only half of her usual breakfast sandwich and felt fine until lunch. By the end of the second week, the 3 o'clock craving had quieted enough that she could walk past the kitchen without stopping. She did not lose 10 pounds in 10 days. She lost about 6 pounds over the first 6 weeks while feeling more in control of her appetite than she had in years. That is the realistic pace most people experience. But here is what most people do not realize. The cup works best when it is part of a larger pattern rather than a single magic fix. Protein at every meal helps preserve muscle, which becomes especially important after 50. A simple plate might look like 2 eggs with spinach at breakfast, a piece of chicken or fish the size of your palm at lunch, and a similar portion of lean protein at dinner. Vegetables and beans add more fiber, so your gut bacteria can produce the short-chain fatty acids that further support natural GLP-1. A short walk after meals improves how your body handles blood sugar. And sleep matters more than many people think. When sleep drops below 7 hours, hunger hormones rise and fullness signals weaken. Protecting those hours is one of the most powerful things you can do alongside the morning cup. Now let's talk about something even more important: safety and realistic expectations. If you already take medication for diabetes or blood pressure, speak with your doctor before you add a large daily dose of fiber. Improved blood sugar control can sometimes mean your medication needs adjusting. If you have a history of digestive issues such as diverticulitis or severe constipation, introduce the extra fiber slowly and drink plenty of water throughout the day. The cup is not a substitute for medical care. If your doctor has recommended a prescription GLP-1 medication because of significant health risks, that conversation remains between you and your physician. This daily habit is simply one supportive tool many people find helpful while they work on the foundations of healthy aging. Stay with me because the next part surprises a lot of people. The biggest reason this kind of simple habit succeeds for adults over 50 is not the fiber itself. It is the removal of decision fatigue. When you start the day with a clear, repeatable action that takes almost no willpower, the rest of the day often feels easier. You are no longer negotiating with yourself at every meal. The volume of food that satisfies you gradually decreases. The late-night pantry visits become less automatic. Over weeks and months, those small differences add up to real change on the scale. And more importantly, in how your clothes fit and how steady your energy feels. So what should you actually do starting tomorrow morning? Measure out the 2 tablespoons of oats and the teaspoon of chia the night before if that helps. Keep the lemon and cinnamon on the counter. When you wake up, blend or shake the cup, let it sit while you get dressed, then drink it slowly. Follow it with a protein-focused breakfast. Notice how hungry you feel at lunch. Keep a simple note on your phone for the first 2 weeks so you can see the pattern for yourself. If the drink feels too thick, add another splash of water. If the flavor is too plain, a drop of pure vanilla or a few extra drops of lemon can help. The goal is a habit you can keep on ordinary days, not a perfect routine that collapses the first time life gets busy. I want to speak directly to the emotional side of this for a moment. Many people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s carry quiet frustration about their weight. They remember when weight control felt easier. They feel the judgment that still surrounds body size in our culture. They worry about the health risks their doctor has mentioned. That frustration is real and valid. What I hope this conversation offers is a different path than either extreme restriction or expensive medication as the only options. A calm, repeatable morning cup that supports the fullness signals your body already knows how to make can become a small daily act of care. Over time, that care often shows up as steadier energy, fewer cravings, and gradual progress that feels sustainable rather than forced. Let me summarize the key points so they stay clear. Your body produces its own GLP-1 hormone that helps regulate appetite and blood sugar. Soluble fiber from oats and chia can gently encourage that natural signal by forming a gel that slows digestion and increases fullness. The simple 1-cup drink of water, oats, chia, lemon, and cinnamon takes 5 minutes and costs very little. Drink it 20 to 30 minutes before breakfast. Pair it with protein at meals, daily movement, and adequate sleep for the best results. It will not match the strength of prescription medication, and it is not a miracle cure. It is a practical tool that many adults over 50 find helpful for quieting food noise and supporting gradual weight loss. If you decide to try this, give it a full 3 to 4 weeks before you decide how it works for you. Bodies respond at different speeds. Some people notice quieter hunger within days. Others need longer. Track how your clothes fit and how your energy feels rather than watching the scale every single morning. And if the habit helps you, or if you discover a small variation that makes it more enjoyable, come back and share it in the comments. Your experience can encourage someone else who is sitting exactly where you were a few weeks ago. Taking care of your health after 50 is not about perfection. It is about steady, kind choices that add up over time. One simple cup each morning will not solve everything. What it can do is give your natural fullness pathways consistent daily support so that the volume of food you need gradually decreases and the constant background hunger softens. That is a realistic and hopeful place to begin. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it. Thank you for watching Health Journey.